I'll explain more about that. But in particular, why should we start with open source? Why should the Linux Foundation literally be customer number one of the first person project? And his answer was, because we have the problem and we have the developers and we have every open source project is a little trust community. That's the term we use for it. If you don't trust the other developers you're working with, how are you ever going to converge on the code base, and how is anyone else going to trust that code base? And he said a decentralized trust solution, like what we're going to talk about, supports these two key benefits of open source: permissionless entry and worldwide participation. So he's actually promoting this is not just a solution for the Linux kernel project or for all Linux projects, it's for all open source projects. He basically gave this keynote because these problems of the open source supply chain are an existential threat to open source everywhere, including everything you're doing at Kwaai. So that's how deep he thinks it goes. And the last slide he showed is another one we provided him. If you're familiar at all with self-sovereign identity, you know that one of the key problems in the industry is interoperability. We have a lot of great technical solutions, but they don't all talk to each other. And we said, hey, if we're going to solve this problem, we need wallets that support first-person credentials. We need the credentials to be defined in a working group that I'll tell you about. It's already started. And we need ecosystems that adopt the governance to issue these uniformly all over. Think something like credit cards. Credit cards only work because every bank and every merchant supports the same credential. And that's how they built one of the largest trust networks in the world, and one of the most, I think the quote is one of the best defended moats in business history. I'm talking about Visa specifically, because that trust network is so strong. We need that kind of trust network for the internet as a whole. And that's what we're doing at the First Person Project. So here it is in a nutshell. This is what we're doing. It started, and we need a solution to the problem of proof of personhood. If you're really interested in understanding that problem, just go to the Wikipedia page on proof of personhood and read about all the history of how difficult a challenge it is.